Charles, how did you get here?
On a boat.
That was good.
It's true. We left Vietnam in 1975, got to Guam. We drifting and stayed in Guam for about a year and a half. Came to San Francisco in 1977. And my dad's friend said they had some wonderful apartment at the Tenderloin. Turns out he got us 2 studio for 10 people.
Wow.
But actually, I started back, I was eating well. There's a story, I was like probably 2 or 3 years old. My dad bought some roast pork belly and baguette and was eating breakfast with me. And I think some worker had a fight. He went downstairs and break up a fight. He came back, all the fat was gone. And it's only bread and some meat left. So all the fat and the skin were gone. So that's how I start. I grew up in the town, a lot more French. It was a French resort in Dalat. And got to San Francisco, went to Mission High. But Dad got a job in Chinatown with an English pub. He was a janitor. And in 1977 and 1978, I got a job bussing table. And so, got a lot of prime rib left over and chicken wing till to the day I'm so sick of chicken wing. Because they would take the, sort of like the airline cut, and they use the breast and they throw the wing away, and Dad will bring that home and we'll eat that 5 nights a week or something like that. And in 1982, I graduated from high school and went to Berkeley studying architecture. Again, I chose a major just to get my dad off my back, and because I want to be a potter and I want to be an artist. And he was having a fit, because he brought us from Vietnam, and he said he was stacking kiln in China, so he said he doesn't need to bring me all the way out here and learn how to stack kiln. But I was exposed to all this food in Berkeley. Then after the Coachman, the English pub, I continued to work, all through college. I don't know if you guys remember Maxwell Plums and Cafe Royale and the Mums. And I was 14 years old, and I would wait bus table, and I would do bar back till 4 in the morning. Get off at 3 and go hang out with the adult and drink Campari soda, because that's the only thing I can take, because anything else will wipe me out. So during college, I studied architecture, but college was eye-opening. In Mission High, everybody's poor, so you really don't have this big class difference. And for the first time in Berkeley, I feel this sort of racism or classism, if you will. And this sort of stereotyping of Asian being in Evans Hall, which is the math department, or the engineering department. And for me, always about design, and that was interesting in me. In fact, I did a lot of Raku. Raku is a Japanese form of ceramic, and I used to build my kiln in Pacifica and fire up my Raku. Meanwhile, we're in Chinatown, and we're Chinese descent, but we were longing for the Vietnamese part of us. My mom pretty much grew up in Vietnam, and Chinatown didn't have spring roll and crepe, and Mom would make that at home. I finally decided that, I just saw this niche in the marketplace that no one was doing. In the beginning was really the aesthetic of a cool modern restaurant. I was really interested in architecture, and also just the simple food of Vietnamese food that I just experienced as a kid and no one was doing. And I thought it was a great way for me to show the world that this new area no one sees, to prove to the kids in Berkeley that some of us can design. And that's how Slanted Door was born. In fact, we chose that word was really just to make you think you don't know what it is, no expectation. We want to do everything about it was we want to be king of the hill. Even our tea service, when we opened 13 years ago, we were serving $4.50, $5 a pot of tea, which unheard of. If any of you guys know at that time, you get free tea in Chinatown, or you charge $1, $2 the most at the Ritz-Carlton, but $4. And also in Berkeley, seeing Japanese how they do their restaurant with just few ingredients. I started all right, let's figure out how to cook 6 things when we open the door. And that's all I knew how to cook when I opened. We're in open 13 years, and the first 8, 9 years, that's when things really to gel of this local ingredients and Vietnamese cooking. And it sort of took its own kind of path. And here we are today, 13 years ago, and with over 250 employees. And the staff really took the restaurant to another level. The wine program, the cocktail program, the pastry. Now, I can't make a drink to save my life. So I'm very proud of the folks that been with the company, and that's how I started.